Are you sending links right now?
I am sending links right now. Yep.
Yeah, that corresponds with it. That's weird.
It's gonna go whoop whoop, which is that's what I sound like in the morning when I'm finding these things. So we're trying a bit of a different setup tonight. I have attached my iPhone to my laptop using a couple of chip clips that I had lying around, and for the better camera. And I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but it already looks good even when it's tiny, so I think we're good there.
Yeah, and I need to work on Zoltaire another time. I need to clean you up there. I didn't get it as good as it could be.
Yeah.
Right. But thank you, everyone who gave us the recommendation. Very happy about that.
Yes. Storm was going to come down and join us, too. He's getting ready to live stream something.
Oh, is he?
It's some game. I can't remember what it is.
Ah.
And so he's actually like reading the instruction manuals to Twitch like I should have done.
So he knows things.
Exactly. You know, I didn't get any cute animals. We might have to take user submissions on this.
Maybe just today is a ugly animal day.
Yeah, it's not that there weren't any. It's just everything got kind of mashed up today. Let's see here. Oh, I gotta pop this one out.
All right, I'm loading up the stories, folks. Loading up the stories. Also would be a good sound effect for that. I don't know what would that be.
Probably need one, yeah. Sure what. Yeah, there you go, something like that. Or just to go whoop whoop. We could just say that. Whoop.
I like that.
All right, there we go. I had to take YouTube embed out because it was on our Fark page, and it was turned out I green letter repeat because that's pretty much what I do all day long is repeats. Okay, so I don't have anything cute. If anybody does have anything you want to throw in there, I don't know if we want it now or later, but we will see. That's all the links there, Dallin. So
okay, loading them up.
I'm gonna load up the Twitch so I can see
the
texting. So, by the way, we announced this in the newsletter today, but we are going to do we're going to play Quiplash on Friday instead of movie night. It's going to be pretty damn funny. For people who have never played it before, Quiplash is Cards Against Humanity where you write the answers. And it's going to be me and Dallin versus 2 or more of our more prolific submitters. And I've sent out the invites, and so far we've got the English major on board. I always want to call him the English patient. For some reason, and that's not what his name says, but it's stuck in my head like
I can understand the mistake. Totally understand.
Just like I keep thinking, like what's his name? Like I don't even I don't know how the right way to say it. Oxtail boy, you know. He's always like, "This is not how it's spelled." I go, "I know, but that's in my head like that. I can't do anything."
Well, whenever I see these names in here, I can barely read. Part of it is just getting older and not seeing closer. Got bifocals or transition focals, whatever they are. It's not like there's a line.
It's focal.
I think it's a focal thing. Yes, NASCAR banned the Confederate flag. That was something. That was interesting. That's like taking. That's like if you were to say which organization loves the flag the most, like that, it would be NASCAR.
Yeah, that flag.
That flag. Yeah. The other flag.
Yeah, the only one that's not super skeevy is them. I think it'll. I mean, who knows how this is going to play out? But years ago, this was over 10 years ago, so maybe I hope things haven't changed. But ABC tried to do a thing where they wanted to do a gotcha on NASCAR, where they sent a bunch of guys wearing full Muslim garb to a NASCAR race to see with an undercover camera to see how much abuse they'd get. And they had to scrap the whole thing because nobody yelled at them. Everybody was like, "Come join us, have a beer. We're having beer." So hopefully that's still how it goes. But
versus somebody with a "Make America Great Again" hat walking into your furthest left congregation you could get.
Yeah, or a Black Lives Matter rally. Like,
there you go, one of those.
It's not the
see who comes out alive.
Yeah, I see Elvis Ain't Dead's in the chat there. I sent an email to Elvis and Troke earlier, and Troke politely declined because he's a damn good writer, but he's a little worried that being on the spot and having to be fast won't come out so good. That's possible.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that great when I'm on my feet, but I do it anyway. So that's cool. Elvis, I sent you okay, good. He got it. I don't know if you got it or not because I've only got the emails you guys put in your profiles, and in some cases that was like 15 years ago, and it's like, I don't know if I believe you're still at AOL. You know, like, I mean, Elvis isn't, but, you know.
It'd be fun to look through your emails and see if you have any CompuServe emails in there, anything like that. Anything old school definitely. Cool. Yeah, for sure, Juno.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that's got to be around anyway. So, yeah, so no worries, Troke. It's like, I get it, man. It's like having to be fast is rough. I mean, so it's if you don't want to do it, it's totally cool. But the English major / patient is going to do it. So we got him, and I punted out to Dr. Fay also. And what's funny is I've noticed that the top submitters aren't necessarily the top commenters. I mean, they're in there sometimes, but I think there's zero overlap. And a lot of them are not very well known. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So anyway,
sticking with
should be fun though. They're good.
What
folks.
they know well.
Yeah.
So we've got we've got a show today, putting this together. We'll have tomorrow, seems likely that we'll have a show. And then Friday, definitely. That game will be fun. We played it with your family, Drew, and instantly liked it enough to buy it and have played it since. Just a lot of fun on any level. So
yeah, the one problem we keep running into is my kids are really inappropriate. But I mean, you know, they're my kids, so who would have been shocked? The best part is that we were playing with my parents and my kids, and we drilled them beforehand. We're like, okay, kids, like no dick jokes. You know, don't be, you know, just keep it clean-ish. And then I'd say like the fourth answer, so somebody sends in one of those where I'm like, all right, who did it? It's, you know, something about Uranus or something, but worse. And it was my dad.
Oh, really?
So I was like, never mind, kids. Lethal force activated. Go for it. And it was all just downhill from there.
Like, come on, guys. Kids show.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, man, this week feels weird for me. I kept thinking today was Thursday. Hasn't really hit me yet. I don't know. I'm behind on this week.
Yeah.
But need to get
today was tough for me too, man. It was a mess, man. I don't know. It just, you know, can't be up every day, I guess. You know, that's how it goes. But this is always fun.
Yeah,
I always feel better after I do this. It gets my extrovert going, I think.
There you go. There you go. Good. Well, good to have everyone here. We've got a few people in there, and we've got some news stories. Looks good. I have no idea what the news is here today. I didn't pay too much attention. My big favorite news story is a depressing one. Is out of my hometown, Rexburg, Idaho, with Mr. Chad Daybell. You know, leaving a few bodies in his yard. So that's interesting.
It happens, man. I mean, you know, what are you going to keep the dogs busy with?
Exactly. You never saw me bury these people. How do you know I did?
You don't know. They could have been there before. Who knows how they got here?
Exactly.
These aren't my pants. Oh, wait, that's for something else. Actually, I do have a really good article in here. It's in the I saw it, you got to see it class where somebody's got an excuse or something, and it just doesn't wash, man. Just doesn't wash.
Good. Hey, just like asking Mr. Future Guy here, NASCAR has now dropped or just said you can't have that flag at our facilities, all of that. How much do you think there's pressure on the Washington Redskins like they haven't had previously?
Well, so last week they sent out a tweet in solidarity with Black Lives Matter and not, you know, realizing what they were doing. Yeah, it was great. They got destroyed on Twitter. It was like, we stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. And it's like, wow, like that. I think that's the most tone-deaf corporate response I've seen so far.
Well, and it's not like you've won anything recently, so you have a lot of fans who just love all your gear, and you're a national brand. You're very niche. You could make so much money just by restarting that. Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, totally.
Somebody
suggested changing them to somebody suggested changing it to the red tails. The black fighter squadron from World War II.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you don't have to change that much. It's the same length. I mean, I kind of like it. It works.
That is an interesting one.
Yeah,
I like
just change 4 letters and you got it.
I was going to just say, take back that old NBA game, the Washington Bullets. That would be going a little gangster. Going a little gangster.
Yeah, that works too, yeah.
Washington non-lethal bullets.
The all-time greatest sports team name coming up, though, I don't know if they picked it or not. Actually, was the Seattle NHL expansion? Like I think they did pick it, right? The Kraken.
Wait,
does anybody know?
The NHL expanded to Seattle?
Yeah, and they got the name was the Kraken.
What? That's awesome. Let me see.
I mean, I think they picked it anyway.
Seattle. Man, and I actually, how am I so far off from history here?
Pandemic riots.
I guess.
2020.
Let me see. All right. The Seattle NHL team is professional, though based in Seattle. Began playing 21, and what does it say? Where's the name of it?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a name.
Maybe they didn't pick it yet, but the front runner was the Kraken, and I was like, now that is a good freaking name.
Oh my gosh! Release the Kraken. I mean, how awesome would that be?
It's right there, man. So good.
Some of the shirts are looking
so far not official.
Are looking a lot like Vancouver, and I know they're very close to each other, but they look like that. Yeah. Oh, they could go Supersonics. They could take that one back. But the Kraken, release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. You can't pass that one up. That's so good.
First year out. So
yeah.
Awesome,
Nevada can't use that name because, where the hell would it come from? Lake Mead? I don't think so.
Here we go, man.
All right, let's get this thing rolling.
Another mysterious deep space radio burst is sending signals to Earth every 157 days. Study finds.
Yeah, I teased this on the link I put up on Fark and I put up on Twitter, although I didn't refresh the link on Twitter because, whatever. So aliens are trying to contact us. I mean, maybe.
As they are wont to do.
There's no telling. Yeah, it probably not. And even if they are, that signal came from 3 billion light years away, so it's going to be a while. I don't think they're going to get here in time for whatever they're trying to warn us about. But at any rate, apparently, according to the article, it is the second repeating fast radio burst that they've discovered, to the point where they're starting to think there's a bunch more. They're aliens are showing up right in the middle of the pandemic and the riots and the other stuff.
Have you
needed that?
Have you watched Contact again? Recently?
Not recently. No. I liked that movie.
I still feel like it holds up. Other than it's really weird because Matthew McConaughey, at that time, he was just known as a rom-com guy. And so seeing him, I think that was one of his first serious roles. Anyway, weird.
Indeed.
Please stop making protest signs that reference black dick.
So I'm trying to find stuff because finding articles about the riots that aren't just literally about riots is difficult. And also it's hard to find something that's both funny and an important message that people need to hear.
Yeah.
Black people would like white people to know that we appreciate your clever. Your clever signs that you're bringing to the riots, but you got to stop referencing black dick because it's just weird. Nobody likes it.
Well, because you've got that from what I've seen is like the BBC, and signs like that. So, there it is. There's a sign right there.
Oh yeah, they got it. Yeah, in case you wonder what these signs look like, they've kindly selected a menagerie of them.
Iranian parliament chants "Death to America" in honor of George Floyd.
Yeah, isn't that nice of them?
Very nice. So, solidarity. That's what you call that.
I always forget, but Iran always closes daily prayers with "Death to America." I think they probably open it too. I don't know how often they say "Death to America." It's at least every day. And I think it's gotten to the point where they just kind of say it like the Pledge of the Allegiance. But anyway, so they decided to do a special "Death to America" on Sunday, dedicated to George Floyd. Isn't that nice of them?
It's very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Well, hey. It's
I guess that's good. Spreading. I don't know. Yeah.
Group of white men try to save Edward Colston's statue from Bristol Harbor. Now, I did see the first story on this, the tossing of.
Yes, they so this is I got a long setup for this, so get ready. This is weird. And I just literally got since we started, I just got a text update relevant to this situation. So here it goes.
All right.
So I am friends with a gal named Sarah Parkak, and her Twitter handle is Indy from Space, like Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. And she's great. She locates lost civilizations using satellites. That she found Tanis, which was the city in Raiders of the Lost Ark, as it turns out, and a bunch of other stuff, including definitely 1, maybe 2, possibly 3, and up to 20 new Viking settlements in North America. I think only one's been confirmed so far. She's awesome. So anyway, Last week, she got in a little bit of trouble because she posted. So the setup for this is she lives in Birmingham, Alabama. And she posted a how-to guide in case you need to tear down any 30-foot tall obelisk-like monuments to Confederate generals.
Oh, yeah, now, I remember that.
Yeah, it turns out they got one in Birmingham, or had. And what had happened was the night before, the protesters were trying to tear the thing down, and they weren't having any luck. And it's kind of dangerous because, it's a 30-foot tall obelisk. They could hurt somebody.
Right.
So she posted. She quickly drew using crayons because she's got a young son in crayons. How to do it? How they do it in Egypt, where basically what you do is you need 1 or 2 ropes. 2 is preferable. You tie both of them around the top. You get one team on one side, one team on the other. You kind of rock it back and forth like a tug of war. And then when you get it loose, you lower it to the ground slowly. And that's basically how you do it. If you want to go check it out, it's up there. Now, here's why it matters. So she started getting yelled at because 24 hours later, Laura Ingraham on Fox News said that she was actually talking about the Washington Monument, and all of the dummies that watch her show decided to go blow her up on Twitter for a week. So she took a little hiatus. I kind of watched it for her. I was like, yeah, you're down to only 10 people calling you a traitor to America every hour. And now it's 5 and now it's 3. So she's back online again. But one of the things I was noticing was I was monitoring for comments that she ought to see. And what I was noticing was people tweeting her instructions on how to topple statues to protesters in various other cities. Case in point, Bristol Harbor statue that was taken down using the exact method that she described in her note. I'm pretty sure that's a non-intuitive way to knock a statue over. So if you did it that way, you probably saw it online, and I'm giving her credit for every single statue brought down like this.
Nice.
Now, this article is about they knocked it down and they threw it in the harbor, and a bunch of these guys in the photo went down there to try to get it out of the harbor, and I guess they were using sticks or something. Couldn't do it. It's too heavy. It's still down there.
I mean, it's bronze.
Yeah,
and it's bigger than you, and you're just going to pull it out with a pole?
With a pole, which I don't know how that's supposed to work.
That seems odd. I wonder if they were really, really doing that. I don't get that. Now, here's a very interesting trivia thing. When we went to the Vatican a while back, we did the Vatican City tour, and you walk around and you see like 1 million marble statues, marble busts, marble, all of this. It's all marble. And we're going along, and the our tour group guy said the reason why it's all marble is there was bronze. They did work in bronze, and they had these statues, but they would always melt them down when there was a war.
Sure.
And use it for that. And so that's why you don't have it around. Now,
they didn't make it. I'm
a little conflicted because I get like, hey, this is racism and this is all that. I'm also like, well, this is historical. Like, this existed. And all of that. But I also think there's you could melt this sucker down and put it into some other form if that's what you want. So
you can make tubas out of it or something.
But that's a slow process, not quite as satisfying as pulling something over in the moment.
Well, so the follow-up was and I don't have an article for this because she just texted it to me. The follow-up on this was she texted me as we started. Minneapolis protesters just brought down their Columbus statue using that exact method. So there goes another one. Yeah. So you can, it's definitely, people are reading their stuff. It's getting around. It's coming in handy. Nobody got hit by the statue. And I don't know what they threw it into in Minneapolis. Maybe the Mississippi River. But anyway, there you go.
Chris Cuomo apparently caught naked in wife's Christina's yoga video.
Yep. Yeah, I like Chris Cuomo a lot, and I love it when he gets his brother on his show and they go at it. He's been getting criticized by saying that they're just screwing around. Well, yeah, they are. I like that. I'm okay with that. They can screw around. Apparently, he screws around other times too. Apparently, he walks around freaking naked because
outside.
His wife's got outside is so there's a still there. I didn't see if there was a video. I mean, it's Chris Cuomo walking around naked. If you guys are interested, just go check that out. But there he is. He's walking around buck ass naked. Good for him.
Awesome.
Hopefully he'll do it on CNN sometime.
Arizona State Health Director tells hospitals to activate emergency plan. And I hope he did that with like a bat signal type thing. It's like the sign of COVID just shining on the clouds above.
The weird purple molecule thing.
Project that.
Yeah, so what happened here is actually there's an interesting little quirk to it. So they didn't know that they were about to run out of hospital beds due to an accounting error. They thought they had more than they did. And then what happened was over the weekend, a bunch of hospitals called up and said, "Oh, we don't have that many beds," and so now they're freaking out because it's looking pretty bad in Arizona, and it's not the only state. It's going to get worse before it gets better, folks. Unfortunately.
Here's the one thing I want. I just want to know when they count COVID deaths. I just want to know the details. Because are they really counting people that just test positive for COVID but maybe died from something else? I don't know. It's just
they're counting that plus the overages, and apparently this is done. It's a historical practice. They do that to try to predict how other pandemics have run. Because especially like for the Black Death, like we don't know how you built out of that. I mean, lots.
Yeah.
So what they do is, but they have church records of all the burials, and basically they just sort of average out like how many people normally died over a 20-year span, and then anything over that gets thrown into the pandemic bucket because that's probably indirectly or directly it caused it. Like and if you think about it, even if like somebody didn't die from COVID but did die because they didn't go to the hospital,
right?
That
true.
Probably counts as a COVID-related death, even though it wasn't one.
Well, and we only get those stats, isn't it like a year after when you get death stats? So it'll be a year
not gonna find out
before we can actually see like was it higher or lower, same. Yeah. Or by how much. So, okay. Mm-hmm. Wendy's says its beef supply is almost back to normal. Almost.
Good news there,
Hey, if anyone watched our video last week, they got to see some Wendy's videos.
Yeah, they got to see Wendy's training video where it was normal for the first half, and then it got weird psychedelic rap for the second half.
Awesome.
That was certainly interesting. Yeah, I also learned that I knew that Wendy's chili was made up of extra burgers. I didn't realize the extra burgers came from the guys screwing them up on the grill. And I realized that. That's really interesting to know. But anyway, so obviously Wendy's cares deeply about their supply chain and getting beef and stuff. And so the article says that in May, 1 out of 5 Wendy's restaurants were almost out of beef, which is pretty bad. They actually stopped serving hamburgers completely in some places, but they seem to have fixed it, is what they announced. And I don't know why we ended up getting Wendy's and not McDonald's, but at any rate, that's a good sign that things are kind of returning to normal if you like hamburgers.
Wendy's was my favorite place in high school age. I mean, I don't know, that flavor, everything, just loved it. It a fantastic place. But after we watched the video, I did cook hamburgers. It did kind of make me want to do that. So I did I did that over the weekend.
Nice.
NYC health officials advise kinky Zoom parties, masks during sex amid COVID-19. I didn't know there were kinky Zoom parties.
Apparently I don't get invited to them.
No.
But, I mean, also it seems kind of, I don't know. I'd rather do it in person. That's all I'm saying. But this is interesting for 2 reasons, and I'm hoping I can remember the second one. The first one is that this is exactly the same advice that Switzerland gave last week, which we covered on one of the live streams. I guess they just copied it because it kind of makes sense. The upshot is you're supposed to look away from your partner. So it's pretty much just doggy style and whatever else that works like that. Or wear a mask during sex. I guess. I don't know how that works, but okay. This article, however, was a classic case of what happens to me on Fark all day long, where I'm running along and I'm picking links, and so I run the link, and then somebody submits the better headline. Somebody pointed out, and I think it was I forgot who it was. I think it might have been Giant Clown Shoe who submitted this but I'm not 100%. But he said that what this really amounted to is that New York City health officials were recommending glory holes. And he's not wrong. They don't say the word glory hole, but it qualifies. So there you go.
They had fun. I mean, I've just been highlighting a few of the things in here, rim jobs, and they just have a great time. They have a great time.
Yeah.
Man, 30, has a whole fish stuck in his rectum after sitting on it by accident.
Yeah, this is the guy with the excuse I don't believe. We have stories about people with things in their butts a lot on Fark because it seems to happen a lot. And most of the time they say they fell down on it. Nobody's buying it. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if something gets stuck in your butt, don't tell people you fell down on it unless there's like actual video of that happening, because nobody buys it.
Wow.
In this case, it was a fish. I mean, where was the fish? If you fell down on it, like, how'd that happen? Like, whoops! Oh, it just got up in there. Oh man.
Why couldn't the fish make it out? It doesn't look that massive. I feel like I've had episodes about that size. It's probably
fish
about
or other things.
it's about the same consistency. I can't believe they have a photo with it just popping out from under green.
Did you fall down too? Is that what happened?
Hey, people fall down, Drew. Canadians have made 190,000 repayments on Serb claims, says CRA. That's a different language. That's Canadian right there.
Yeah, that's their acronyms for the money the government gave you to get through the pandemic. 190,000 people returned payments because they were wrong. That's so Canadian right there, man. You send me a check, it's like, it's got my name on it, I'm cashing it. Like, that's how that works.
Right.
These guys are like, no, excuse me, government, we do not qualify for the program. We need to send our money back. Here you go, Canadians.
Wow.
Yeah, good for them.
So, cool. They're still awesome. Like a Stephen King movie, feral chickens return to plague New Zealand village. I can see this. I mean, have you seen the chickens in Hawaii?
Are they feral?
Yes. They're just all over the place. Yeah, there's chickens all over. So,
do they taste good? Because
you know what? The problem with feral chickens doesn't look like they're getting fed very well. Little itty bitty things. Yeah.
They probably eat each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a latecomer. So last week, for some reason on Tuesday, mainstream media decided to just go on an apocalypse bender, and we covered the top 8 apocalypses, which included what was the last week? It was mutant ticks, a hurricane, which by the way didn't turn into a hurricane. But the storms we've been getting the last couple of days here in Kentucky, that's left over from that. It's a tropical depression, which is like when you go to the Caribbean and you don't get served on time or something. But at any rate, so a latecomer to the apocalypse is that it's going to kill us all. New Zealand has completely cured itself of COVID-19, but can't get rid of the feral chickens. What kind of country is this?
Well, the feral chickens, which council contractors had been working to gently capture and rehome.
Oh, there's the problem. Don't
gently capture and rehome.
Maybe writing them notes. Please get in the trap, chickens.
Sheesh. Yeah, are you opposed to eating them? I didn't think New Zealanders were soft folks. All right.
I mean, that picture looks like that looks like a tasty. If that's a feral chicken, I'd eat it. I mean,
for sure. I guarantee you it's not that one. That one looks too good.
That's just a stock photo of a chicken.
New bill introduced that would stop a president from using nuclear bombs on a hurricane.
There's all kinds of great stuff squeaking through when there's pandemics and riots. I don't know many people that saw this. I mean, we obviously put it on Fark.
No, I did not.
Yeah. So where this comes from is that there were reports, and at this point, like, I'm willing to believe literally anything. Like, a friend of mine actually came up with what he calls the Trump media challenge. Could the media run a headline too outrageous for you to believe? And his example has always been, Trump wants to blow up the moon to get all the cheese. And I'd be like, at this point, maybe, because after he wanted to buy Greenland, when that thing rolled out, I was like, man, if anything's fake, it's this. And then he's like, no, we should do it. And I'm like, oh my God.
That feels like years ago.
Yeah, so what happened was last fall during the hurricane season, right around the time of the Sharpie incident, where he had said that Alabama was in the path of the hurricane and it wasn't, so he Sharpied it in just to, like that was going to work. At any rate, he was also looking at, there was an old 1950s or 1960s plan. I don't know who came up with this, because I guess they had too much time. Probably the same people that come up with the videos on how to talk to brunettes over at the Navy, if I had to guess, because they seem like they have a lot of time over there. We watched one of those on Friday. But the idea was maybe you could launch a low-yield nuclear weapon into a hurricane and blow those suckers up. And Trump was like, hey, let's look at that. Let's check it out.
Now, I for one, I would kind of want to see that. Like, if we could run a simulation, or if we could just rewind after we see what happens, sounds kind of awesome. Sounds kind of awesome.
I wish they'd done it in the 50s, back when you could just rain fall
when
out
they're
all
just
over the
blowing
Eastern
up
Seaboard.
everything.
Yeah. That was when you should have done it. That
was absolutely, nobody was watching. Like, when you find out how many explosions have gone off in Nevada, you're like, what? Oh yeah,
they used to have watch parties in Vegas for them.
Yeah,
like, I kid you not, because they could see them in Vegas, so they'd go up to the top of the towers, they watch the bombs go off, and then they go back and smoke and gamble and drink and whatever. It's great. 50s were awesome,
man. Well, that's a interesting bill, which also brings up another point. I think you could do a whole podcast just on bills that get no sponsors and are kind of just, what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your
exactly.
time?
Who wrote this? What's going on?
Man using submarine to smuggle drugs across Detroit River found tied to floating bags of marijuana. Smart move. This guy's a Boy Scout.
Yeah, this is super weird. So there's apparently been somebody smuggling marijuana in from Canada to Michigan, which is, I remember, unless I'm mistaken, legalized pot, didn't it? So what's the smuggling? What are they doing there? And he's got a submarine? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, you still have your black market getting around taxes and that, I guess. But my favorite is just this, again, the photo. It's titled, A Submarine.
Yeah.
I mean, as they call it a submarine, I guarantee you it looked like a skidoo, somebody sealed up and just drove underwater.
Well, the weird part about this story is that so he was cooperating with the authorities, and they actually had got him a hotel room where he could hang out while they were waiting for a shipment of meth to show up. But he had to change of heart and hoofed it at about 3 o'clock in the morning on May 22nd, disappeared, and then showed up in the river tied to some pot. What happened? I don't know. I don't know. Nobody's got any idea, but I'll give you the follow-up once we figure this out. It's a good one.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Apple sued for $2 priceless trillion. Wait, $2 priceless trillion following 2018 iPhone repair.
So this isn't weird until you read it. I mean, not the fact that, Apple got sued over an iPhone repair. That's literally, there's a guy who files too many lawsuits that has sued for $2 priceless trillion. However, if you scroll down a little bit, you can actually find the itemized section where he lists what $2 priceless trillion is. You'll see it. It's a little white box. It's got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in it.
Yeah.
Where he lists it. Let me know when you got it.
I've got it here. Number 10.
There you go.
Oh,
read those off.
Okay. iPhone 7, 1 trillion. iOS 12, 1 trillion. Raven Terrell Parker's Mentality. Priceless. Total amount claimed.
And if you add those together, you get $2
priceless trillion US dollars. This is awesome.
Priceless isn't a number, so you got to just, it's like algebra. You know,
wow.
It's like a placeholder.
All right. Yeah. So did this get tossed, or is this heading up to the Supreme Court?
Feel like this isn't going all that far. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, that is a troubling image. Plus, now on my Amazon account, it shows that I looked at this.
Guess what you're getting ads for?
Oh my gosh, we'll be doing
the thing tomorrow. Of course, now this is on Amazon Canada, so maybe you'll get lucky and they weed it out. And this has actually been floating around for a while, but it came through again. And it's like I just like terrifying people with this stuff.
Oh my gosh!
I actually sent it to a friend of mine who would wear it. She's gonna probably order it.
Have you seen this in the wild?
No.
That just even the color is offensive to me.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not good.
All right, Wiener Circle. We are here for you. Got a video.
Yeah, just roll this. This is a great little thing they came across. It might be real. I don't know.
In these uncertain times,
when they're this serious, you know they're laying it on.
They did a good job getting a guy who sounds like the dude who sounds serious.
Hot dog guy.
The distance between us has grown, and we're yearning for the contact we once had.
Yeah.
We just want someone to tell us everything will be okay.
It's all right.
What the fuck you want, you fat, round, Richie Cunningham, big titty, baby dick, bloated strawberry bitch? I hope you're not coming here.
Which is why the Wiener Circle is here, giving us the human interaction we need with FaceTime ordering
And by the way, your fucking titty's bigger than mine.
and curbside pickup.
Cheese fries, you SUV driving yuppie bitch ass pussy.
Hey, thanks, slut, eat my butthole.
So FaceTime 773 bitches to order your favorite dogs and fries with a side of abuse. Or order through Talk, Grubhub, or Uber Eats for some curbside abuse.
Middle finger.
Car crash.
Or just all sales support Chicago.
This place is real. I want to go there like now.
Where is it?
Not available
Chicago.
since that would be
Oh
decent
man.
Fuck you, Corona. You sound like the name of a sneaky ass bitch.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that made me happy. That was a great find, man.
And now that we've watched that, I realize I should have finished with that because I got something. I got one more to go. It's funny, but it's not that funny.
We'll see how
pretty good.
We'll see how it pulls out. Watch sprinklers spray seniors field during Ashley Ridge High School graduation. I bet this has happened more than once.
Probably, yeah. They get points for the social distancing, but they don't get points for turning off the sprinkler system. Go ahead and roll it. It's just straight up video.
Okay, all right.
We need to get an ad for that bathing suit. At least they enjoyed it.
Well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, where is this again?
Ashley Ridge High School. Where is that? I don't know.
Because they have masks on. That's the interesting
and they
part
social distance
to me.
too. I think it was South Carolina. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. So
Good,
probably
man. So
felt
probably one of the
nice.
cities.
Probably felt nice.
Yeah, because it's South Carolina, so the temperature was like 105 or something.
Yeah. Wet.
Everybody's cheering.
Good times. And probably,
Yeah.
I'm guessing the opening line was 2020, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You
Something
think
like
it's bad?
that.
How about one more indignity before you graduate? Here we go. So yeah. I didn't get any cute animals, but the black woman yelling to people, I think that probably qualifies. That's good. I like that. I'll go out with that. I'll get cute animals for tomorrow.
Awesome. Drew has a new camera on him. Works out excellent. I think it looks better.
Yeah.
Audio is nice and tight.
Yeah, thanks to my new gigabit internet connection that finally showed up last week.
Praise Metronet.
Thank God. Jeez. Not only that, but I put it on a router so I could throttle my kids. I gave myself a frequency.
Isn't
so
it
for some reason,
awesome?
they use it all up. I'm going to shut them the hell down.
I love it. Like being admin of your own router at home is like it's God power.
Yeah, it is.
God
Because I don't have to yell at them to get off. I could just throttle them down.
You can even get on there, hunt them down, and just shut them off.
Yeah.
And you know it worked because you hear somebody yelling off in the distance. The internet's down. Dad,
It was a good time when they came and
internet's
set it
down.
up because Metronet shows up and they're like, "Is this a business?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a house, but yeah, it's a business." So that's how I've been working for home for 20 years. So and they're like, and now I don't have to explain it. Like that's not weird anymore all of a sudden. So yeah, they dropped it in, and yeah, it's been pretty rock solid. I gotta admit, I like it a lot because like we're running like before when we were doing the podcast, we'd have to run like one audio stream and we would barely get that through. Now I'm running that same audio stream and 2 concurrent Zoom channels because I'm too dumb to figure out how to Bluetooth over to the camera on my phone. I'll look that up at some point. This is what kids are for.
No, it's pretty awesome. Actually, we could just gather up all the extra phones you have around, turn them all on, and then I can use the Zoom as my switcher to change my view of you.
Yeah. Or we could do that Matrix thing, you know? Where
Well,
it's
we
like
could do
you
that.
Sort of
We could do
rotate
that.
around. You could freeze it. And I could dodge some bullets or something.
Freak Diablo says, don't shut them off, never shut them off. Just limit them to 50K, feed off the rage.
That's a really good idea. I should do that anyway.
Wow.
That's really smart.
That would be good.
That might be my project for this evening.
Awesome. Anything else going on tonight? Just hanging out?
So I've been invited to go help my local trivia group since they're doing, luckily so in Kentucky, we have a lot of freaking space. And our local pizza joint that we did trivia at, not a very big location,
right?
Has a giant-ass parking lot they don't share with anybody. So they moved the entire restaurant out into the parking lot.
Really? How nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over there because all the tables are 20 feet apart. And I'm going to go see if we can, I'm showing up for the second half of trivia because it turns out like, current events, I got it.
You got it. Got it.
Pretty much. I got current events.
It's cheating. Definitely cheating.
Pretty much.
All right, guys. So that's the show today. We'll do a show tomorrow, and then again Friday we're going to have a game that involves you. How many people can be a part of that?
We can have 8 people playing.
Okay.
And then everybody else who's not playing can be in the audience, so you can still vote, but you can't come up with an answer, which is probably awesome. I've actually never seen that functionality used before. We've never had enough people.
We might have to dry run this after tomorrow's show or something, or at least
that might work too. Actually, you know what?
Actually.
That's a good one too. Let's just do that. We'll tell everybody so everybody heard it who's watching this one.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a little note about it, and then we'll just see what happens because you can have 6 people join at random.
Yeah.
So we can just start together and see what happens.
Wouldn't be bad. Yeah, to come out that way. So we'll do that. And I saw lightning bugs last night or 2 days ago. So I think it's summer's here. Summer, baby.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know who also does environmentally friendly bug treatment on their lawn like we do because we've got them and no neighbors have got them. They're all coming over to our house to look at the fireflies. I'm like, you killed all yours. Get out of here. It's not my problem.
Amen. All right. Thank you, everyone. Support your local Farker, and by that I mean Drew. Go over there and do something. Get a subscription. Get that.
You can also subscribe to this channel if you wanted to buy us beer. That's probably where I think we have 4 subscribers maybe. So it's gonna be spent on beer.
There you go.
Yeah.
105 in Tampa. Yeah. And that's
Florida.
Man. You know what I felt? I felt Houston was evil. Houston in the summer is just evil.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if you're talking about the weather or the city because they both work.
They combine. I've never had down my pants. I've never thought I should toss a bucket of baby powder down there.
Or a fish.
The fish. Yeah.
And then you fall down and you're like, oh man, the fish went in my butt.
That's how it happened. That's
Quick,
how
call
it
the
happened.
media. There's a fish in my butt. I guess that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. All right, guys. Good talking with you. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you here tomorrow, Thursday.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.